when Democrat Doug Jones upset Republican Roy Moore Tuesday night in Alabama's special election for a U.S. Senate seat. Twitter exploded with tributes to black women for helping Jones win in a traditionally Republican state. 98% of black women voted for Jones, while most white women, including those with college degrees, supported Moore, who'd been accused of sexual misconduct with teenage girls decades ago. In the aftermath of the victory for Jones, the hashtag #BlackWomen began trending on Twitter. How Black women left the booth in Alabama. Yes ma'am. Alabama Senate election pic.twitter.com/msgyumb3cb. Badahi, at WIMAD4, December 13, 2017. At Connor Jackson wrote 62 years ago a black woman in Alabama refused to give up her bus seat to a racist. Yesterday black women in Alabama refused to give a Senate seat to a pedophile. Long before Tuesday's special election, black women have been a force in Alabama. Trailblazers from the state have included everyone from Mae Jemison, the first African American female to fly on the space shuttle, to Condoleezza Rice, who became the first black woman to serve as U.S. Secretary of State. Alabama has produced some of the country's most renowned female civil rights leaders. Black women, what we did in the Doug Jones campaign, follows in a proud tradition, said Leisha Brooks, director of the Southern Poverty Law Center Civil Rights Memorial in Montgomery, Alabama. The effort to get African Americans to the polls on Tuesday reminded Leisha Brooks, director of the Southern Poverty Law Center Civil Rights Memorial in Montgomery, of the work done by Amelia Boynton Robinson. She was a civil rights activist in Alabama who led voting drives and became the first black woman in the state to run for Congress in 1964. Boynton Robinson was severely beaten by police during the Blood Sunday protest on the Edmund Pettus Bridge, in Selma, Alabama, in 1965. She was played by actress Lorraine Toussaint in the film Selma, directed by Ava DuVernay. Amelia Boynton was the woman who brought Dr. King to Selma, said Brooks. She organized black folks to go to the courthouse in Selma and demand to be registered to vote. The whole Selma story is owed to Amelia Boynton. In 1934, Boynton had become one of the few African American women registered to vote in Selma. In 2015, she accompanied President Obama across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, commemorating the 50th anniversary of the Selma March. She died that same year at 104. Rosa Parks helped spark the civil rights movement when she was arrested in Montgomery on December 1, 1955, for refusing to give up her seat on a bus to a white man. A decade earlier, she led a national campaign against sexual assaults on black women. The gang rape was horrific. The NAACP sent Rosa Parks to investigate. In her personal papers, loaned to the Library of Congress, after she died at the age of 92 on October 24, 2004, Parks described growing up in rural Alabama. As a child, she often stayed awake at night with her grandfather, Sylvester Edwards, who used a shotgun to guard against Ku Klux Klan members who roamed at night, terrorizing black communities. In a brief biographical sketch, Parks wrote, "I wanted to see him kill a Ku Kluxer,